Do not hit the table. That's because today we're playing Dice Factory, a deck based around the card Coretapper, and then cards that use charge counters such as Everflowing Chalice. And then we untap them using Paradox Engine. This is basically just Colorless Storm in Modern. Let's go check it out. This is Dice Factory. As I mentioned in the intro, it's a deck primarily based around the card Coretapper, which you tap it and put a charge counter on an artifact, which is pretty great. And then we combine it with cards like Everflowing Chalice and Astral Cornucopia. And then you can untap those mana value spells with Paradox Engine or even Manifold Key. You can add additional charge counters on them using Surge Node, and eventually you generate a ton of mana. And then using Mystic Forge and the One Ring, you draw a whole bunch of cards or cast a whole bunch of cards into a Walking Ballista for lethal. You also have the card that I hate the most in this entire game, Karn the Great Creator, to go find your Aetherflux Reservoir. Why am I playing Karn the Great Creator today if I hate it so much? Well, you have Daniel Lee to thank for that. The head judge of Legacy Eternal Weekend wanted to see me play Dice Factory today in Modern. Daniel, thank you for the donation deck. I really do appreciate it. And well, I'm going to be honest, I'm recording this pretty late, so I kind of just want to hop on in to the first round. So we're going to do that. I'll see you there. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. You can also show your support by becoming a member of this channel. You get sweet perks such as badges, emotes, early access to videos, exclusive members-only content, and access to our members Discord section. As you increase the tiers, there are other rewards such as shop discounts, cyborg guides, and even free donation decks. Click the join button down below to find out more. We also have other ways you can support us, like theepicswarm.com/shop or submitting a donation deck via theepicswarm.com/donation decks. That's enough for now. Let's play some Magic. Match number 1. We're on the draw, and I've opened up a Coretapper and some One Rings. However, this is a Tron deck, so having Tron would be nice, but we have one Tron piece and we have duplicates of the same one. I think this hand is actually pretty clunky. You don't want Walking Ballista at all, and you don't need a second copy of the One Ring, so we're going to take a mulligan. Alright, well now we have a one lander. And I think you're supposed to send this back, unfortunately. You could play Coretapper, or you could play the Surge Node on one, and then play the Chalice. Okay, actually this might be a keep. We're going to put the Ballista on the bottom, because we're going to use the Surge Node to power up the Everflowing Chalice, and I think that's going to be good enough. They lead on a Breeding Pool, and suspend Crashing Footfall, so we're facing Rhinos, which I have to imagine is a tough matchup for us. Let's play the Surge Node, and then we'll play Everflowing Chalice for 0. It's on the stack. Our opponent's been pausing, so there's a chance that they do have a Force of Negation. But it looks like it resolves. We'll put a charge counter. Oh, my bad. It's not free. Reading stuff. It costs 1 mana. We'll do it next turn. Okay, they grab a land. We draw an Urza's Mine. I love that. I accidentally almost skipped through my turn. That would have not have been great. Let's try Expedition Map. Okay, and then I'm going to be lazy, and I'm just going to add a counter onto the Everflowing Chalice now. And then they're going to tap the Everflowing Chalice. Sure. They have land number 3. We'll gain 1 life off of the Inventor's Fair. We draw the basic forest. Let's attempt to put another charge counter on this Everflowing Chalice. Another ice. We'll tap for mana in response and activate the Expedition Map. And we're going to go get Urza's Tower. I will now play the Urza's Tower and pass the turn. Next turn, that Crashing Footfalls will come off of Suspend. Okay. Manifold Key, that's a good one. Let's attempt to put a third counter on the Everflowing Chalice. That worked. Let's play the key. And they counter Manifold Key. A little surprised by that. Let's attempt the Paradox Engine. It resolves, but I'm all out of spells, so we're going to pass. They create 2 Rhinos. They play a land for turn. They still have 4 cards in hand. They hardcast a Lorien Revealed. Okay, so we'll gain a life going up to 22. Urza's Saga. I will start by adding another charge counter onto the Everflowing Chalice. And then let's play a Karn the Great Creator and see if they have a counter spell. They Subtlety. And I think we want to put it on top. I'm going to add another counter with the Surge node. Tap for 5 mana. Let's play a Mystic Forge. So our library has Karn on top. I'm going to put the last counter on the Everflowing Chalice. So now we'll play the Karn the Great Creator. It untaps. Let's add a bunch more mana. We'll play the map. I guess we can play another copy of Paradox Engine. It's just, you know, free storm plus free mana here. And we'll make a bunch more mana. We're going to cast Everflowing Chalice for 7. Let's activate the Mystic Forge. We'll play another. Actually, cancel. Let's add mana first. Roughly infinite mana. Another land. We'll lose a life. We'll lose a life. Another Mystic Forge. Sure. We'll add some more mana. Lose a life. Lose a life. We'll play a Surge node. 30 mana floating. We'll lose a life. I realized that I could use the Surge node, and I probably should have, but it doesn't really matter all that much. Walking Ballista. Fine. Walking Ballista for X is equal to 18. And our opponent concedes. We've stolen game number 1. Love that. This is not a matchup that I want to face. Okay, so do I want any of this versus Rhinos? I don't think so. I think we're just supposed to resubmit. I mean, you could bring in the Stone Brain and like try to name like Force of Vigor, but I don't know if that's actually something we want to be doing. Well, this does assemble Tron, and I like that, so we'll keep. They play an Otawara and pass the turn. We find Mystic Forge. Let's play a map. Mutavault. I don't think that I've played with... Actually, that's not true. I do have another Tron video on the channel. It's Pauper, but it's a combo deck. It's like a... You make 20 mana, and then you fireball your opponent for 20. But the last time that I really played Tron lands before that was in Standard. During like 8th and 9th edition. Like, it's been a long time. But I initially forgot about that Pauper video for a second. And they're going to counter my map. Yeah, that's kind of my own fault. I mean, I played directly into this card, so I could have done this on my main phase and I didn't, so my own fault. I wasn't thinking about the Tidebinder. But I do find another map. We'll play it. The Force of Negation. I will play an Urza's Saga. And let's play a Coretapper. Pass the turn. They animate Mutavault, so they're going to attack for 5 here. They have 2 cards left in their hand. They just suspended a Crashing Footfalls. Urza's Saga is going to go to the second chapter. And we'll play a Walking Ballista where X is equal to 2. And I'm going to just turn this... Oh, that's not what I expected to happen. I thought you could... Alright, well, I just messed up a little bit. That's awkward. We'll pass the turn. I thought I could turn the Walking Ballista into a 3/3. My inexperience with this archetype is really showing so far. I'll block. I just want this Tidebinder off the table for now. Shardless Agent. So they're bringing the pain. They revealed 29 cards, so we get to see quite a bit here. They have Flame of Honor. That was a card I was worried about in game number 1. And Force of Vigor. So they just put 10 power on the table. We need to get moving. I will not make a construct here, but instead I'll float a mana, and then we're going to go grab another map. We'll use the map, go grab Urza's Tower. So now we have Tron, play Karn the Great Creator, and then we're going to minus Karn. Let's go grab Ensnaring Bridge, and then we'll play the bridge. Pass the turn. They ice my Coretapper, sure. I don't think putting a charge counter on a Planeswalker will ultimately matter. They attack for 2, I go to 13. Another copy of Mystic Forge. Let's play one of them. We'll play Cornucopia where X is equal to 2. And then I'm going to put a charge counter on it. Okay, I think now's the time to get rid of the Coretapper. I'm going to turn the Cornucopia into a 5. We'll play the key. Untap the Cornucopia. And now I will play the Paradox Engine. And now we'll play Mind Stone. We're in a very good spot at this point. And our opponent concedes! Yes! I love that. Wow. Rhinos is such a good deck, and I was really worried that their disruptive elements like Force of Negation, Force of Vigor, Flame of Honor would stop us, but we just smoked them. I love that. All right, well, there's still 4 more matches left to go. Let's see how we do in those. Moxfield.com is the easiest way to build a Magic deck online. They support over 30 formats, including Legacy and many other Eternal formats. There are so many options to view decks the way that you want, from text view to individual cards, mana value, and even card price. There's also light mode and dark mode. My personal favorite feature is card tags. This way you can sort cards by function. Moxfield supports collection tracking, Scryfall search, decklist feedback, and so much more. Follow me on Moxfield.com so you can stay updated on all of my decks. Match number 2, we're on the play. Well, we have Tron. We have Inventor's Fair to go find a Mystic Forge. I think that this is fine. Alright, let's begin. We're going to play an Urza's Tower and then play the Expedition map. They play Blooming Marsh. Okay, so it looks like they're on Yawgmoth combo. And I'll just activate the map now. I learned my lesson in match number 1. Let's just get it over with. Okay, they play a land. They attack. We'll take 1. We draw another Surge Node. Let's play Everflowing Chalice for 2. Actually, I could just play it for 3. And then play the Surge Node. And then we'll play another one. Let's put some more counters on our Everflowing Chalice. Pass the turn. Orcish Bowmasters, okay. They play their 3rd land. They have 4 mana total. They pick up an Overgrown Tomb. And they play a Yawgmoth. Sure. They swing for 2 damage. I will fall to 16. Karn the Great Creator. Okay, that was not a terrible draw. Let's put a couple more counters on our Everflowing Chalice. We can play Karn. And then let's minus the Karn. Yes. We will grab a Paradox Engine. We'll play the engine. Tap for 3 mana, and now we'll play our map. This will untap all of our artifacts. I'm going to put more counters on the Everflowing Chalice. Tap for 9 mana. And I'll use 4 of it to use Inventor's Fair to go search out Mystic Forge. We'll play the Forge, which untaps the Everflowing Chalice. Yeah, this deck is sweet. I love it. Another Karn the Great Creator. Okay. Our Chalice now taps for 11 mana. We will play Karn. We'll keep the new one. And I guess we'll make the Everflowing Chalice tap for more mana. We'll minus the Karn. Yes. Go grab Aetherflux Reservoir. We'll play that. And now we'll add more counters onto our Everflowing Chalice. Play another copy of Karn the Great Creator. We'll keep the new Karn. Tap for a bunch of mana. We'll activate the Mystic Forge. We'll play a Cornucopia for a lot. I don't know how much, but we might as well dump all of our mana into it. 12 is the number. Okay. We'll play a Coretapper. And now another copy of Coretapper. If I don't have to, in this video, you're never going to see me Walking Ballista someone for lethal. I just don't want to click that often. We'll play an Everflowing Chalice. I'll just play it for 1. Sweet, that's game number 1 versus Yawgmoth combo. I don't think I'm going to sideboard much in this league. I'm just going to resubmit. You could bring in Dismember, but what exactly do I care about that I need to Dismember that's worth watering down our deck? I'm not sure. So I'm going to just resubmit. We're not playing black, and I mean, not that I'm saying that it's correct to be playing black, but at least if you were playing black, you could have Thoughtseize to hit Force of Vigor, which is a card that this deck obviously cares about. But bringing in Dismember to hit their mana dorks or whatever is just not a winning strategy, so we're not going to do it. We have 1 Tron piece and a map. I think I'm actually going to mulligan this hand. It's just kind of slow, and I don't know what it does well. This is probably better. We'll keep this. Put the Walking Ballista on the bottom. They lead on Basic Forest into Hierarch. The One Ring, that's a good one. We'll play Expedition map and pass the turn. Our opponent casts a Delighted Halfling. They play a land. Thoughtseize is the spell, sure. They have 1 card left in their hand. I have to imagine that they're going to take the One Ring, but I've been wrong before in my life. And they do end up taking the One Ring. And we ripped Urza's Tower. Good deal. I'm just going to go grab the Urza's Mine right now, and then we'll pass the turn. Our opponent plays their 5th piece of mana here. And it looks like their last card might be Yawgmoth. No, it's Fulminator Mage. Okay, sure. They attack for 2. They have no hand left. And they blow up my Urza's Tower. Mystic Forge. I'm going to play Coretapper. And you could play out Everflowing Chalice as a safety net. I don't want to do that. I want to actually pay mana into this next turn. We just need the Coretapper to survive for 1 turn when our opponent has no hand. I'll take 2 going down to 16. We draw another Power Plant. I'll play the Blast Zone since they know about it. And then I'll cast the Everflowing Chalice with 1 counter. And then we'll put a counter on the Everflowing Chalice. Their last card was Force of Vigor. Wow. So I will put 2 charge counters on the Everflowing Chalice, and then I'm going to Blast Zone their board. Okay. Pass the turn. They just draw and pass. We'll play the Urza's Power Plant, play Mind Stone, play Surge Node, and we'll pass the turn. Agatha's Soul Cauldron, sure. So that means that Fulminator Mage plus Soul Cauldron is going to do a lot of damage. I'm a little bit nervous about that here. We'll play Mystic Forge, play the Cornucopia, and we'll keep this Power Plant on top. I'm sorry, Tower on top, not Power Plant. They play a land. Yawgmoth, sure. We'll draw the Urza's Tower. We'll play it, and now we can make a bunch of mana. Let's play Paradox Engine. And I'll put a counter on the Cornucopia. And then play the Surge Node. The One Ring was a good find here. We'll put another counter on the Cornucopia. And let's put another one on there as well. Got for 3. Now I'll play the One Ring. And our opponent concedes. I love this. We're running hot. We're now 2-0, 3 matches left. Looking to make playing your favorite combo deck much easier? Look no further than the Epic Storm Mini Token Combo Pack, which is available at theepicstorm.com/shop for $14.99. This combo token pack comes with 84 double-sided tokens. That includes our classic Storm and mana tokens, as well as fan favorites such as Goblins, Squirrels, and Slime Time Live. But that's not all. We've expanded this token pack to cover a variety of formats with new tokens. Stop on by theepicstorm.com/shop and make an easy decision to elevate your combo game. Another match, another die roll 1. We're on the play for match number 3. This hand seems fun. Double engine, actually. I'll send it. This hand is not any better. Let's go to 5. We will keep. Our opponent has also mulliganed to 5. Alright, so we're going to put Urza's Mine and Blast Zone on the bottom. We'll play an Expedition map and pass the turn. So you might be wondering why I'm keeping the Expedition map instead of just keeping Blast Zone. Well, this Expedition map could be a Blast Zone in the future, but it could also be a second copy of Inventor's Fair, and I think that's just a little bit better. Ooh, we're facing Amulet Titan. I don't like that. Coretapper's a good draw here. Let's play it. Oh, I also suppose the Expedition map helps towards the Metalcraft ability on Inventor's Fair. You do need 3 artifacts to enable it. Just throwing that out there. Okay, they play a Crumbling Vestige. Okay, and Dryad of the Elysian Grove. They have 3 cards left in their hand. Worried about being dead here. We drew another land. That does not help me. I need to just pass. Our opponent floats a green mana. Grabs another Amulet of Vigor. Here we go, the Simic Growth Chamber. So they have 3 cards in their hand. We need none of them to be cards that kill us here. They replay the Growth Chamber. They have tons of mana. And they have the Primeval Titan. Okay, so we're dead. I'm not going to sit here and just, waste time. We can go to the next game. I mean, Dismember's not even good. Like, it hits the Dryad, I guess, but is that better than just keeping my combo intact? You could side out Walking Ballista, because I think Walking Ballista kind of stinks here. Maybe that's fine. Let's try. I mean, I could also bring in Haywire Mite to hit their amulets. Yeah, maybe that's better than the Dismembers. We'll try this. On the play for game number 2. I guess so. I mean, I don't love this hand, but maybe we'll get lucky and draw a Tron piece, and then I can get the third with the map. Play the Expedition map. Versus Saga. Into Amulet of Vigor, so they're guaranteed to have an Amulet on turn 3. And I did not draw a Tron piece like I was hoping. So we'll play the Cornucopia, we'll play Surge Node, we'll add a counter onto the Cornucopia, and now I'll play a Haywire Might. Pass the turn. They play Basic Forest, Explore, into another copy of Urza's Saga. We find a key. We'll add a counter onto our Cornucopia. We'll play the Manifold Key. Let's use the map. I'll just grab a tower, and then we'll untap the Cornucopia, attack for 1, and then we'll add green and kill the Saga with 2 counters on it. Pass the turn. Let's hope that this is good enough. We're just looking to buy time here. Next turn, I don't know if I can play Karn into, what is it called? Ensnaring Bridge, but that is something I'm considering. Urza's Saga. Let's try to put a counter on the Cornucopia. That resolved. Let's untap the Cornucopia. We'll tap it again. And Karn the Great Creator. We'll minus the Karn. And I think what I'm actually supposed to do here is instead of getting the, what is it called? Ensnaring Bridge, I wonder if we're supposed to just get the Stone Brain and name Primeval Titan? Yeah, let's do that. I'll play my Urza's Saga. And now we'll play Stone Brain. Target you. We'll name Prime Time. Okay, we've successfully named Primeval Titan. Their hand was a lot of lands. They do have a Cultivator Colossus. Okay, we'll pass. They grab another Amulet. So they can only play 1 land here, so they can make 6 mana, which is not enough for a Colossus. But it looks like that's... Oh, I'm sorry, they can only make 4 mana. They could pact and go get a Dryad to make 2 more. Or 1 more. It's actually 1 more. They transmute Teleria West. So we knew about the Teleria West. They played the Growth Chamber. They still have a Golgari Rot Farm, a Forest, and whatever land they picked up with the Simic Growth Chamber. They pick up a Valakut. Okay. They attack my Karn the Great Creator, which is fine. We have another one. Urza's Saga goes to the second chapter. We'll put another counter on our Cornucopia using this Surge Node. We'll untap the Cornucopia. Tap it again. We'll play Karn the Great Creator. Minus the Karn. And I think I just want to grab Ensnaring Bridge. I'll create a construct. And then pass the turn. Our opponent plays the Golgari Rot Farm, so they can play the Cultivator Colossus, but I think just hiding behind the bridge is better than doing the Stone Brain naming Cultivator Colossus line. Because like I can kind of just hope that the Colossus bricks. I don't know how realistic that is, but it's kind of what I'm hoping for here. They have a whole lot of triggers. Okay, so their Colossus triggers have finally, emptied. They gave their Colossus haste. It currently can't attack, but that could always change. They play a Dryad, which is pretty bad news for me, because they have all the Valakuts. Well, they have a Valakut, but all of their lands are mountains. They play a land. They can do 6 damage here. They hit me for 6. They do not kill the Karn. And now they copy the Cultivator Colossus. This probably just kills me. Yeah, I guess I messed up. I guess I was supposed to Stonebrain Cultivator Colossus. This is probably my own fault. Okay. I'm willing to just concede. I don't need them to click through their triggers. Bummer. So I think that this one was on me. Unfortunate. Once again, my first time playing this deck. I'm no expert, but we're 1-1. There's still 3 more matches left to go. Hopefully I play a little bit better in those. You're still watching. Make sure to give this video a like, comment, and subscribe. While you're near the description, here's a reminder to use our affiliate links if you're going to make a purchase from Amazon, Card Hoarder, or TCG Player. Just above those affiliate links, you'll find our social channels. Make sure to join those to connect with us. I won't lie, I'm pretty tired. I didn't even realize at the end of the last round that I said we're 1-1. We're actually 2-1, and we're in match number 4 now, and we've won another die roll. Okay, I mean, this hand seems pretty good. We're missing the third Tron piece, but every other card in this hand is fantastic, so we're going to keep it. We'll lead off with an Urza's Power Plant and just pass the turn. A Colony Garden, okay. Urza's Saga. We'll play a Coretapper here, and then pass the turn. I'm going to choose to not play out the Everflowing Chalice, because I'm hoping I can get a little bit more mana out of that. They play an island. Wave Sifter. Okay, so we're facing this deck. Sure. The Glimpse of Tomorrow deck. We find the Expedition map. We can't go get our land yet. I'll play Urza's Saga. Everflowing Chalice for 1. Then I'll put a charge counter onto the Chalice. And then we'll play an Expedition map. Pass the turn. If our opponent doesn't play Glimpse of Tomorrow here, there's a good chance I win on my turn. There it is. So now they have Shardless Agent. They're going to Glimpse of Tomorrow. I'm going to use the map. I think I just want to grab a Tron piece here. And it's probably better to grab a tower, because it does it for both players. Oh, did I just punt? I thought it did both players. Ah, jeez. I might have just thrown this. My thinking was I wanted to grab tower because there was 4 Urza's Mines in the deck to still reveal, and that this way I had both Tron pieces in hand. Obviously, that's not what we wanted to do. And our opponent has Force and Negation now. So now we have to somehow beat Force and Negation. I'm not liking our odds anymore. Yeah, I definitely just punted. We'll take a draw. It's another map. We'll put a charge counter onto the Everflowing Chalice. And then we'll sacrifice the Coretapper. And let's play the Paradox Engine. I mean, my only hope is that for some reason they let a bunch of stuff resolve. They force a negation of the Paradox Engine. Okay, I think I'm supposed to wait and make a chump blocker. We'll play the Expedition map. They cycle Generous Ent. They play their 3rd land. Okay, I'll make a blocker. And I'll throw it in front of the Chancellor. Okay, we have to hope that our opponent can't really interact with us. Oh no, I didn't mean to not tap for mana here. Whoops. We'll grab Manifold Key. I'm supposed to have 1 more mana in my pool. That's awkward. Let's start on Mystic Forge, because if they have another counterspell, I think I'd rather they counterspell that. And they didn't. So I'm going to activate the map here. We'll go grab the Urza's Mine. We'll play the Mine. And then use the Mystic Forge. Coretapper. We'll play Coretapper. Untap the Everflowing Chalice. We'll sacrifice it to add 2 more counters. I'm going to play the One Ring. We gain protection. I'll play the map. I don't want to draw an Urza's Saga, so we'll shuffle. Grab Inventor's Fair. Play Surge Node. Everflowing Chalice for 0. We'll draw a card using the One Ring. With their 1 mana floating, I'll put another counter on. Actually, let's put it on the new Everflowing Chalice. It's a little bit of a safety net here. Pass the turn. Our opponent plays another land untapped. They Otawara my Everflowing Chalice. Okay. We will lose 1 life to the One Ring. And there's Paradox Engine. I love that. We'll play Everflowing Chalice for 4. I'll use Surge Node to put another counter on it. We'll play Paradox Engine. Untap the Everflowing Chalice for 5. I'll use the Mystic Forge to lose a life to exile the top card. It's another land. We will activate the One Ring and draw 2. Coretapper is a good one. We'll play Coretapper. And I'll put 2 more counters on the new Everflowing Chalice. Okay. I'm going to hold priority. Actually, I think I have to turn off auto yields for this. Let's put another counter on the new Chalice. I'm going to hold priority and cast this Paradox Engine. And then I'll draw. Okay. Let's just draw a bunch of cards here. I don't think it really matters anymore what I do. Karn the Great Creator. We'll float some mana. I'm doing this all out of order. Mostly because it doesn't matter, but also, like, I'm just a little nervous about time at this point. We'll minus Karn. And we'll go grab Aetherflux Reservoir. Let's draw some more cards. And our opponent concedes. Nice. Got away with one there. Once again, no need to sideboard. I mean, I guess I could Stonebrain. Board out the Walking Ballistas, and then we'll name Glimpse of Tomorrow. Okay, yeah, this is probably good. Okay, so now we're on the draw. We have the one of Gemstone Caverns. I think I'm going to keep this. We'll put the Gemstone Caverns into play, and then I'm going to exile the Inventor's Fair. They just play an island. Okay, and I'm just going to play double Expedition Map, I think. You could play the Coretapper, but it doesn't do anything for us here. I think Coretapper would be more understandable if you had something that involved counters, but we just don't. So I'd rather get the Expedition Maps down. They evoke Wavesifter, Karn the Great Creator. We probably didn't need another one of those. We'll grab a Nurse's Tower, play it, and pass. Well, if they have the Cascade spell, they have it on turn 3. They might be holding a Violent Outburst. We'll use the map. We'll go grab Urza's Power Plant. And we'll play Karn the Great Creator. They cycle Generous End. So they don't have the Cascade spell here. They pick up a Breeding Pool. And let's go grab something from the sideboard. Let's grab Liquid Metal Coating. Pass the turn. And then next turn I can start attacking their mana. They play the Temple Garden. And they must have drawn the Shardless Agent because they could have played this last turn. They have Glimpse of Tomorrow. Yep. And they hit a pile of lands. Yeah, that's the risk of playing this card. You got it. Do they have another one? No, it's another Wavesifter. Okay. They have 2 cards left in their hand. We draw the Stonebrain. What to do here? I guess we should probably Stonebrain them. We'll name Glimpse of Tomorrow. They have Emrakul and a land that they can't use. We'll play our Forest. Let's play the Coretapper. And let's minus the Karn. We don't actually need the Karn to live, so who cares if it dies. And I'll grab... Let's grab the Paradox Engine. And then we'll play Liquid Metal Coating. In their upkeep, we'll target their island. They attack my Karn, that's fine. They can now draw cards with their clue tokens, but I don't think their deck functions anymore. A third Karn the Great Creator. Let's play Mystic Forge. The fourth Karn the Great Creator. Yeah, I guess we'll play the one off the top. They draw a card, and I'm sure they're going to use their other clue as well. And then we'll play the Surge Node. We'll put a counter on the Surge Node. Just plus the Karn. And I guess we'll put it on Mystic Forge. Pass the turn. In their upkeep, we will... I guess I accidentally targeted itself. That happened so fast. Sure. I guess I won't make one of your lands into an artifact. That's fine. Our opponent just plays a land, and it looks like they're passing the turn. Another Surge Node. We'll play it. The One Ring. And there's the Cornucopia. Feeling pretty good now. We'll play it where X is equal to 0. We'll put a charge counter on there. And we'll put a couple more on there now. Okay. I'm going to sacrifice the Coretapper. And we'll play Paradox Engine. We can activate the Mystic Forge to exile the top card. Mindstone should win it here. So we'll play the Mindstone holding priority. I'll draw using the One Ring. Everything will untap. I'll draw 2 cards with the One Ring. Tap the Cornucopia. We'll put some more counters on the Cornucopia. We'll play this one for 0. Let's minus the Karn. They're at 13. I'll just grab the Reservoir. Why not? Okay, and now I will cast the Aetherflux Reservoir. I could have drawn cards there off the ring. I'm just playing sloppy. I mean, I realize that I'm not playing optimally, but I've also already won the game, and we're kind of just going through the motions at this point. We'll play another Cornucopia. Sure, we'll gain some more life. Untap. We'll draw some more. Make a bunch more mana. And at this point, we just need to cast spells. Our storm count is raising. And our opponent concedes. Yes, I love it when my opponent gets bored. Alright, we're 3-1, 1 match left to go with Dice Factory. Can we get the 4-1? Stick around and find out. With Card Hoarder, renting your favorite combo deck has never been easier. There isn't a more affordable solution for Magic Online. Want to play the deck in this video? Check out the pinned comment below to easily rent the deck from Card Hoarder. Did you know you can rent the Epic Storm from Card Hoarder for as little as 7 tickets a week? We've made it simple to do so by including a button to rent the entire deck at theepicstorm.com/decklist. I have bad news. We have finally lost a die roll, but I think we're going to keep our hand. It's lacking a payoff for all of our mana. We don't have Tron, but I do like the idea of opening up double Coretapper plus Cornucopia, but we can also just do the beatdown playing with Urza's Saga. I think that this will be fine enough. Our opponent plays a Nurturing Peatland into Delighted Halfling. It looks like we're facing Yawgmoth combo once again. Karn the Great Creator will play Urza's Tower. Pass. They play a Boseiju Who Endures. And Grist the Hunger Tide. Okay. We draw Urza's Mine. That's not bad. We'll play Coretapper. We'll play a Cornucopia. And I'm going to immediately sacrifice it to add 2 counters here. And then we can play another copy of Coretapper. Pass the turn. Our opponent decides to mill with the Grist. And they mill over a Chord of Calling. Big fan. Agatha's Soul Cauldron. They exile Grist. And then they plus and mill a Yawgmoth. Okay. They're passing the turn. Everflowing Chalice. We'll play a Chalice for 2 here. Put a charge counter there. Let's look at my sideboard. I'm not actually sure what I can do here. Yeah, like, I don't think our sideboard actually does a whole lot. I think I'm going to hold the Karn for a turn. So it might seem a little weird to decide to hang on to the Karn the Great Creator. But my rationale is if I draw a Mystic Forge, I want to be able to get Paradox Engine. Maybe that's the wrong way to think about it, but that's my thought process here. They grab a Blood Artist. I wonder if I'm just dead. They plus the Grist again, and they do it again. They exile the Yawgmoth, and then they plus the Grist again. It looks like they have a Chord of Calling, so I believe that just kills me. Yeah, they had the 4th Chord of Calling in their hand. I believe that this is the loop. So they have Blood Artist, they have the Geist, and then they have Yawgmoth. Yeah, I don't need to make them click through it. Okay. We've lost the first game of match 5. And just like the previous match in this league, I am going to resubmit, no sideboarding. Game number 2, we're on the play. This seems fine enough, we'll keep. Turn 1 Power Plant, and we'll play Expedition Map. Pass. Turn 1 Delighted Halfling. We'll play Inventor's Fair, Surge Node. We'll play a Cornucopia for 0. Pass the turn. Haywire Might, okay. I will put a counter on the Cornucopia. And they're going to exile the Cornucopia. That's fine. I mean, we have 2 more in our hand. They only got rid of 1 counter here. And they took up their entire second turn to do that. Paradox Engine. I'll just play the Blast Zone. We can actually pay 1 mana here for the Cornucopia. And then I'm lazily just going to do this now. Pass the turn after that. They pick up a Dryad Arbor. They play an Overgrown Tomb. Agatha's Soul Cauldron. So they can turn all of their creatures into Haywire Mites now? That's terrifying. That is so good. I'm not convinced we can beat that. They exile the Cornucopia. Yep. And a Young Wolf. Yeah, like how am I ever going to beat this? I guess I have my own Haywire Mites in the sideboard? Or I can Blast Zone for 2? Let's use the map. I'll go grab an Urza's Tower. And I'll play Coretapper. Pass the turn. They play a Grist. They plus and they mill a Verdant Catacombs. They swing 1, I'm not going to block. I'm actually still a turn off of being able to Blast Zone. So I guess maybe I wasn't supposed to play the Coretapper last turn. Yeah, that might have been a punt. Well, I guess I can... Oh no, these both say put a counter on an artifact, so Blast Zone has to be done the old-fashioned way. Ay. Okay. Pass the turn. They use the Soul Cauldron and exile Dryad Arbor. And their Delighted Halfling now has the Haywire Might ability. They use Grist and mill another land. And they play another. Sure. This time reveal a Boseiju who endures. No creatures. Their Soul Cauldron exiles a Grist. And this time they flip over an Orcish Bowmasters. Okay. I'm so far behind. I don't know if I'm actually capable of winning this. On the end step, we'll put a counter on Blast Zone. And then I'll put a counter on the Surge Node. Come on, Urza's mine. Nope. I guess I'll put a charge counter on the Surge Node. And then I'll sacrifice the Coretapper. And Blast Zone for 2. They exile my Surge Node. Sure. I mean, if I could draw an Urza's Mine, we could theoretically come back. They play a Wall of Roots. They still have 2 cards in their hand. They're now attacking. I'm at 9. Not a lot of time left. Urza's Tower. I will play Everflowing Chalice for 2. Play a Surge Node. I think I might just be dead to the Grist Ultimate, but there's nothing I can do about it, so let's not think about it. Okay. They swing out. I'll take 8. And Grist kills me. So Daniel, thank you for the donation deck. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm sorry my play wasn't as, high as my normal standard. I've never played this deck before, and well, it was a little bit messy in a couple spots, but I had a lot of fun. This deck, when it goes off, certainly goes wild, and I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. I would appreciate that. And as always, have a great day and keep storming. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to support the channel. After you do that, open up our description where you can find all of our social media networks, including our Discord, where you can discuss today's deck in that Discord with me and tons of other combo masterminds. It's absolutely free to join, and it's certainly worth your while.